recollecting.
Here we
Eagle,
go.
what's up? What's happening, Emily?
Hey, man, I'm trying to recover. I just took a heckin' dab, and I apologize for my tardiness. But I made it here in time for the live, so actually, I'm good.
Yeah, you're not late. She came in smoking hot. She came in like sliding into home plate. And again, it's the lounge. We're good.
I
Things
appreciate
happen.
it.
That's how we roll. So I figured we're finished looking at your stuff. I mean, you mailed it over here. Last week we got so caught up that before we knew it. And then we'll look at some other things. But I want to thank those that are here and hanging out. If I'm having so Jeff gave me some a complex issue about my microphone. Can you guys hear me okay?
Yes.
Okay, so it was just Jeff probably messing with me in the background. I'm always unscrewing it, taking it apart. Like, what?
I can't believe you fell for that.
Whatever, dude. You know what? I'm gonna remember that forever. But we were just talking about tomorrow. Actually, tomorrow's gonna be cool. I'm gonna go live with somebody. It's a special guest, and we're gonna just pull the cannon out, and we're gonna zap the world, inoculate the world with the knowledge of purple non-sulfur bacteria, and it's probably gonna turn into this 3 to 4 or 5 episode. It's so much data, dude. It could be 6.
It's gonna be more.
It could be 6. It could be 8.
But the level. So it's gonna be Doc with One Potato Revolution, and you've probably seen him on IG. And if you haven't, go find him because he's out of the UK and he messaged me when I posted one day the Winogradzki column, and the Winogradzki column is a gradient of microbes. When we're going to talk about all that, but he was like, you're the only person I've ever seen post that thing, and I've learned it through somebody else that we're going to bring in here to continue talking this piece because it's such a powerful microbe that and the plan is, and I'm going to use the word. I'm going to have to tread lightly because I'm going to use the word flower. Right? The way we use flower for cannabis, because what up, skunk? Because I don't know what the rules are with YouTube, but I know that like whenever I stream from Yellow Skunk's podcast, I'm restricted because it's 21 and older thing. So, but it's important that the flower industry understands that this is something that could be grown right in your tent, right? It's something that everyone wants to put $100, $150 value per gallon on it. And it's not necessary because anybody can grow it when you understand the way you just did labs. Are you going to show that to us? Emily just did labs, bro. Like,
yes. Okay, it turned out the best I've ever done it. I'm not going to share it because I already used it.
Oh, you already used it? No way. Damn, you got to it.
So I actually tried it 2 different ways because I had powdered milk, like dry milk on hand. So I tried it with both of them. And the amount of cheese to like water, there was like almost no cheese or anything.
Can we pull up a picture of it? Yeah. You took such a good picture of it too. Let me pull up the video.
So that one is on. Yeah, I think I sent you.
Insta. Yeah, you sent it on Insta. I'll pull it up. Okay. But go ahead. Sorry.
No, that's okay. So that I didn't take a picture of the other one, but I did try them both ways. But the one that turned out well that you'll show. I took it, gave my dog the cheese on it. She just gobbled that down. She
loves it. They love that. They absolutely love it.
And then I took that and mixed it just in a pitcher of water and then spread that over both of my compost piles.
Nice.
And then it rained a little bit, so it really watered it in, I think.
All right, so let me do this. Where am I at here? I've got so many windows open. I lost you guys.
Hey, at least you didn't out, man. Don't close the
stream. We can hear you clicking.
Wait, well, I'm confused. I can't find it.
I appreciate it. Man, I'm learning. Since meeting these guys, it's been great. I mean, I've made labs once before where it didn't turn out
wrong screen.
half as bad. Like, it was okay. It had that sweet smell to it, so I knew it was successful. But every other time that I've ever tried it, it, like, did not turn out whatsoever. And then I chatted with Mo about it because I made some rice. So I was like, all right, let's give it a go. Why not? and ended up making it. He's gonna get it pulled up here, hopefully. There he goes. Damn, right on cue, man. But look at this cheesy brain I made.
Yeah, I know. Fantastic. I mean, you killed that.
That's amazing.
Oh God.
Oh, there's the soil guy.
He just keeps popping up. Can I pause this?
There's the
soil
guy.
Thank you for being here. Jeez. So this is exciting to see. You know, this is like
it looks like a brain.
I don't know what that is. Yeah, it does. It looks like a brain coral. Yeah, let's go to your.
Oh, I don't have it just posted on the page though.
Oh, okay. Well, you guys saw it, right? Here it is again. So, perfect execution, right? I mean, it looks fantastic. You're not seeing any contamination. And you know, the point of what we do here is, you know, microscopy, but I love that this is also a big part of what I do. You know, I make inoculants. I've done all this, and everyone, you know, we're open source here. You know, everyone should be doing this. And how much did it cost you to make that? Right.
Nothing, because I was just using the water for the rice already. So it's like really full circle. You don't have any. It's zero waste. Like, now I will say it used a lot more milk than I really thought, which is probably why the time before when I made it, it didn't turn out as well. It really takes a lot of milk.
Yeah. Well, the cool thing is this: you can actually cook that. You can make cheese out of that. Those are cheese curds.
Okay.
So if you ever heard of cheese curds, that's how cheese curds are made. But there are recipes online. I've done it. I've taken the cheese and you press it and you strain it and then you fry it and you add your salt and your stuff to it. And before you know it, you're making, you know, tacos and all this other good stuff. But so here's the cool part is I would encourage you to do it again, right? Mm-hmm. But next time you do it, what you do is you take now the serum that they call, you know, the serum, and then you match that with 1 part molasses, and then you blow that out with 18 parts of water. And then you close that in a bottle, and in 7 days, you're going to have the EM1.
Are you serious? That's how you
yeah, the only thing you'll be missing there is purple non-sulfur bacteria, but you're okay. You can get through without it, right? But right there,
okay.
by the way,
we need to take a pause here real quick. Hold on.
Yeah.
First and foremost, let's
not use that. So let's call it a bennies. I call them bennies, beneficial microorganisms, right?
Okay.
I call them my bennies. Whenever I make it, I call them, these are my bennies. So if you've seen my videos where I'm like, I threw my bennies in there and beneficial microorganisms.
Okay.
So go ahead. Shoot.
All right. Okay. So if we're looking at the labs, what are the 3 layers that I saw then? So I saw the clear middle and the cheesy top, but then there was cloudy, like gritty stuff almost at the bottom. It was still all white.
Right. Yeah. So that's just residue from the lactic acid and the milk and the curds and all that. So again, milk curds, whey, protein, whey, that whey in the middle. Those are probiotics in the middle now. You've successfully cultured probiotics.
Those you can drink are that. The rods.
Those are the rods. Yes, absolutely.
So
and
that liquid, I could take that and mix that into a drink or just shoot it down the hatch.
Sure.
How much of it?
So if you start doing that, we can pivot into kefir grains and stuff like that, because kefir grains are going to be, once we get you involved in kefir grains, you'll never even have to do that anymore.
You're going to have me eating worm castings by the time we're done with this, Mo.
You know?
We just talked about that last night.
We were just talking about that last night, yeah. So next step, because it's all baby steps, right? Do that again. 1 part molasses. And if you don't have molasses, whoop it with brown sugar. Melt your brown sugar. But the molasses is a lot more concentrated.
I make my own brown sugar. I'm an ingredients household. Like I've got molasses on hand.
Okay, good. So molasses is much more concentrated. So 1:1 to 18. And the way I like to tell people to simplify that is 6 ounces of your whey, 6 ounces of molasses, and fill an empty gallon of water. That's 1:1 to 18, roughly. Shake it. You're going to close the top on that. The bottle, here's how I like to do it. The bottle's going to swell up on you. As the yeast starts pushing out CO2, it's going to want to expand on you. And when you're going to want to burp the bottle.
Okay.
Okay. And once you get to that burping point, then what I do so I can set it and forget it.
How many days does this one take? Like,
it's about 7 to 10, depending on temperature.
So after the first day, I'm gonna open it, or do I want to do that every couple of hours, kind of a thing?
You'll notice the bottle start to swell up.
Okay.
It's going to start to expand on you. And
what if I use a glass jar?
No, don't use a glass jar because you'll blow that jar. If you're not burping it, you'll blow the jar. I've done it. I've blown a jar on my desk.
Okay, I don't want to do that.
You don't want to do that, right? Now I use glass now, but I'll use an airlock, right?
Oh, okay.
Do you have airlocks?
No, but I don't like it.
I don't like airlocks early on because the pressure assists these microbes. You're stressing the environment, right? So when we stress that environment, they actually like, oh shoot, it's time to reproduce even more because we're in a stressful environment. So we need to start ensuring they'll start to spore because these microbes do spore. So we need to now do things that are going to ensure our existence, and they will start to stress and eat more and get more excited. So the bottle's going to want to expand on you. So once I say about a day or two after I start recognizing that I'm burping it, because you'll hear the off gas, then I just crack the top. You crack it just enough that pressure is going to allow air to push out. Once you're there, you can walk away. And after 10 days, you're going to have that consortium of beneficial microorganisms, minus the purple non-sulfur bacteria. And the purple non-sulfur bacteria is always something that I could send to you and teach you how to expand, because we're going to do a whole piece on that.
Purple or blue? Wait.
No, the molasses is going to make it gold color.
Okay.
When you expand it, right?
Okay, yeah, I've seen EM1, and that's pretty dark.
Yeah, it's the molasses that's making it that color.
Okay.
It's that simple. These microbes eat sugar. They thrive off of sugar. They get excited by sugar. They're like children. Oh, that's cool.
Whoa,
that looks like, is that my video? Yeah, that's my video. I was like, damn, that's cool. Cool video. Damn. That's me agitating, though. I normally wouldn't do that, but yeah, so that's me scaling up 55 gallons of it. Think about that, right? How do I make 55 gallons? It was something like, I forget the numbers right away, but it's like 32 ounces or something like that. Think about it, 1 to 20. That's a major scale up. And then you have a gallon of it, right? And then you take the gallon and you do 1 gallon to 1 gallon of molasses to 20 gallons. And now you have 22 gallons of it.
Oh, so you can keep using the EM1 to create
the beneficial
EM1
microorganisms.
Bennies.
The bennies.
We don't
use trademark.
We don't say trademark names here, so we don't get sued.
Oh, my bad. Excuse me. I didn't
it's like that.
Trademark.
It's like that with them.
Like Kleenex.
Right. That's exactly right. That's exactly right. It's beneficial. They're beneficial microorganisms. They're labs. They're lactic acid bacteria. If it's easier for you to say labs, call them labs. I call them bennies because they are the beneficial microorganisms.
We also
you can
play ourselves down like we're the Laura Lynn variety or something. We're not. Like, we can make stuff that's just as robust or more robust.
In that jar of labs, what you made was beneficial probiotics, beneficial microorganisms. They're beneficial for our body. You can drink them. They're beneficial for plants. So that's why I call them bennies. It's just kind of a.
But you can refer to multiple different microbiomes as bennies then? Or I guess, I'm sorry, I'm not great with the word part of it.
They're just microbes that are good for us, right? And so they're beneficial for the soil.
For soil or for us, and you still are calling them bennies.
Yeah, I call them beneficial. To me, a beneficial microbe is something that's going to be beneficial in the soil, right? Okay. Now, if I'm really reducing this down to beneficial microbe as far as our bodies, then yeah, we're talking about probiotics, lactic acid bacteria. But then we want to go even further. We're going to start getting into Bacillus subtilis, Bacillus this, Bacillus that. We start getting into genuses and whatever else sciencey talk that we don't do here. Because we don't just know.
This is the lounge.
Yeah.
We are just chilling.
Relaxing here.
Yeah, it's chilling here. So, yeah, your beneficial microorganisms, you can scale up that easily. And when we start getting into adding the purple, then we start putting I won't say a quarterback, but we start putting more of a general or a head coach in place where now this thing is going to manage that situation, because your culture will finally, you can only extend that so many times. before something wants to take over, right? Whether it's going to be yeast, whether it's going to be the labs. Eventually, you're going to wash that off, and something is one part of that culture is going to be stronger. PNSB is going to manage that thing, and it'll keep things in check. And so, again, we're going to get into that. We're going to pull some heads in here. I just saw Jeremy in the chat. Hell yeah. What up, doggy dog?
Yeah.
Eden's Gate. You want to get you all gonna see. You'll know. That's next level stuff, right? And it's the type of data that we look for, that I look for, and he's been huge critical. That's Benny's. Yeah, it's not pathogenic or allopathic. It's just beneficial. Yeah, neither do I. Yeah, he's got.
It's like in plants, you have allopathic chemicals that will kill other plants, I think.
So the idea is this: you broke through. Uh-oh. You made your first labs, right?
Yes, I did.
You got your first labs, and now I would say do it again, but this time take the next step and extend that shit so you can cover your entire grow, right? And then as you extend it, and as we're doing this here, we'll start talking about the benefits of it, and so that you know what you're putting in there. And then we'll start teaching you how to feed them, right? Because once you understand this microbe, and this goes to everyone out there who's watching, because that's what this channel is going to be about, is that you can steer this microbe and train these microbes to do certain things, like unlock calcium, and when I say unlock, make available for your plants, for your soil, so that the plant, when the plant has to get to work. And I take this example that Nick with Rooted made, and I quote him a lot, but the plant starts its morning with $100 and it needs to spend $100, right? So you're making this beneficial consortium of microbes, and you're going to feed something to those microbes that the plant would have to work on preparing, right? So if you go catch a deer, you got to bring that thing home, you got to butcher it, you got to skin it, you got to fillet it, you got to do all this work, then you have to cook it, prep it, cook it, and then eat it. That's a lot of energy spent to finally have that meal, versus someone saying, here is some cooked freaking veal or whatever they call it, with potatoes, greens, potatoes, tomatoes, with the whole thing, right? So now you still have your $100, you still have your energy, and you have to spend it, so you're going to apply it somewhere else. And maybe now you're applying it to reinforce your armor. Maybe now you're applying it to feed to another organism like mycorrhizal fungi to say, hey, go get me more water. Go get me more this, go get me more that. So
the way that you feed it is telling it then, hey, I provided your energy. Go get this for me.
The way you feed it is that when you start to grow it, you start adding what you want to feed it. You start adding what you want to unlock. Okay. So let's say you wanted to make something that's high in phosphorus. Or you know what? I'm going to use a nitro, for example, EM nitro. They're feeding these organisms urea, and it's the Sacred Soil Solutions here too. Just made Sam's, the Benny's, with phosphate, right, for foliar. So he wanted phosphate. So he fed his microbes with the sugar and the phosphate. And then 7 days later, he has a phosphate available, a soluble phosphate for his plant. Imagine that. So now you're taking this available phosphate that's immediately available, so you can spray it on the plant or in the soil. And your plant's saying, oh, thank you. You just did all the work for me. You just handed me the meal. I don't have to bring it up and metabolically break this thing down. I just now can just eat this thanks to you. So I still have currency to go do something else. And if you've ever played video games and you're running around with a character that needs more armor, you're like, damn, I got 100 gold tokens. I'm going to use them all in my armor because I just took in 100 more, So it's kind of the comparison I make there. So anyway, start talking to me about microbes, and next thing you know, this is going to be the microbe lounge. But I'm excited for you is my point here. I'm excited for anyone who successfully makes their first because they learn how easy it is. They learn that, wait a minute, I just did that with like some leftover food scrap. Wait till you start making them out of like vegetables that you eat, and you start recognizing that you're pulling indigenous microorganisms from that vegetable, endophytic microorganisms that live in that vegetable, like cat
from vegetables.
Yeah, absolutely. It's in your food. It's in your cabbage. If I took cabbage, maybe I'll do it here to prove a point. I'll take cabbage this week, and I'm going to put it in a jar. I'm going to crush it up and put water in there, and I'll do that 3 days before the soil lounge. And I'll put it under the microscope, and it's going to look like your bennies.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Challenge
accepted.
Okay. Challenge accepted.
Sauerkraut is like one of the original forms of lactic acid bacteria being utilized both for food and cheese making, right? You'd make cheese, you'd pour out the whey or the water or the wash, and you pour their way into your garden, you fertilize your garden, and people weren't aware of what they were doing, but they were conducting what would now be considered natural farming methods, would now be considered the frontier of biophysics, right?
AMF is our muscular mycorrhizal fungi. And I would ask everyone to inoculate the like button here so we can get this.
Inoculate the like button. Hit the
inoculate
subscribe.
the like button.
Yeah.
That's a good question. What is P-Labs? Just use potato water instead of rye? That would make sense. It has starch in it.
Yes,
Yeah.
The starch, sure. Yeah, the cool thing is I've made labs with everything. There's one potato. That's the boy right there. Potatoes, beets, milk. I've made labs out of tomato. Right? Yeah, these are the boys.
All of these.
No, don't worry. That's yeah, right. That's you'll see. That's why I'll encourage you to follow the episodes that we're gonna make. That is a worm.
Yeah.
But look at this. I've never seen it's hard to see, but it's like brushing cilia running down the side of its body. You see it? Can you see the movement? I'm not sure you can see it. Let's see.
Well, first of all, let's do the Jeff screen. Well, the cilia, yeah. So that worm has cilia all along the outside of its body. Is that what you're saying?
Crazy. Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, you can barely. Yeah, you see it moving, kind of like a chainsaw. It is like a chainsaw.
That's a good analogy. And
I know it is.
Runs up to like a piece of organic matter. It almost like catches it like a street sweeper. You know,
like a snake.
Like a snake. I'm a slithery snake.
You might have to explain that one, Emily, dude. So let's jump over.
Everybody knows. Yeah.
Let's jump over to. I didn't know. Oh, hold on. I gotta share something. Dang. I didn't even have the screen up.
It landed.
Hold on. Yeah. Let me. I wasn't even ready. I didn't have top view up.
Oh my god.
It's a giant squid. It looks like it.
This is like episode 5.
Okay. I'm sorry. I'm interrupting. I'm not listening to anybody. That's because what I have to say is more important. Take that, boys. But no, I would like to share that somebody had said the more complex the carbohydrate, the more complex the metabolites. And I didn't know what a complex carb was, so I looked that up, and I found out that for like home growing situations, a sweet potato or winter squash are very high in the complex carbs. So that would make then an even more complex. What? Lab?
Yes.
So it would be a P lab, an SP lab at that point. A sweet potato lab. But that was
interesting.
interesting.
Reason, like diabetics, right? Sweet potatoes don't affect diabetics as much because it's a more complex carbohydrate. It takes longer to break down.
The glycemic index is different.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool, because we're growing a lot of sweet potatoes out there, and I don't eat sweet potatoes, so I need something to do with these bad boys.
Oh, they're so good.
I mean, you're wrong, and that's okay too.
Put some of that homemade brown sugar you just talked about.
Yeah, I just don't like them. They're fine. I mean, they're fine. I'll eat them, but I'd rather have a baked potato.
Okay, let me.
What do we got here, Mo?
We have compost number 2. compost number 2. Your compost number 2.
Okay,
Okay.
for sure.
And I'm at 200, and so I will show you. There's a lot going on here. So first of all, the texture of it, you've got stuff growing in your compost, root wise. You've got roots in here,
Absolutely.
which is awesome because you're feeding your compost. Your plant, the plants that you're growing in your compost, are feeding your compost, and you sent it with, excellent moisture. I didn't even have to manage it other than what it was doing on its own. Let me do this here. I feel like I need to brighten this up a little bit. Maybe. So
I remembered what compost pile I took from what. Was this the first one we looked at last time?
no, we didn't look at this one. This is compost number 2.
Okay, so this then is the one that currently, this is the compost pile that we're putting everything, all of our scraps and things into. So this one will just keep getting added to for the next year or two to break down. And then we'll start using that compost pile once our first compost pile is like used up, once we've sifted through that. And that's kind of how we go back and forth between them.
Well, I'll tell you what, you've got one testate amoeba there. You've got another one right here. You've got a third one right here.
Oh, there's one at the bottom too.
Right here. Yeah, don't miss that one. Right?
Wow, look at
Look at that,
that.
right? Well, how many episodes has it been? Officially. No, with Emily.
4th.
You've done 4 with us already?
Yeah.
She's calling out testates, dude. She's calling out.
Trust me,
All right,
I want to
you
get
are
I want to get a microscope. I'm into this, man.
Well, it allows you to go look at your. So that's already the divas, right? The ones that this is one field of view, right? We know that this is one field of view at 200.
Okay.
So, prestige in the house, one testate town. Yep,
Yeah.
off of one field. So imagine like if you had to assess the soil. It's not smart to do, but off of one field of view, I'm already saying, damn. All right, we've got cycling happening. We've got microbes that are happy. So here's another field of view, and what are we looking at? I'm looking at this guy here. Forget, and we're not even touching on everything we're looking at around here as far as aggregation, small aggregation, that potentially fungus right here.
Pretty good spore right there at the top. You just
Maybe fungus there. Spore at the top.
little
I've
bit
got like
up.
3 screens.
Yeah, I don't know how to identify the spores yet.
They're like little round brown. That's kind of crazy because everything probably seems round and brown to you, but
The
Yeah.
one right on the right side right there. It looks like a foot.
oh, right here, big ass
Yeah.
spore.
Hello.
You said little spore, so I was looking for a little spore. Yeah, okay. There's a spore right there. Look how uniform that looks, right?
And that's
And
another
like,
way of recognizing spores.
it-
Is uniform. Generally, some types of these spores, like this type, will be this football-y vesica shaped thing.
Yeah, here. Matter of fact, I'll put it in the middle and take it to 400, and we'll really get close to it. Let's go here. So yeah, see how symmetrical it is?
Yeah.
And then over here, you've got a testate amoeba, right? Which is a little bit deeper than the spore. It's a little. I think. Do you know how many micrometers are between the 2 pieces of glass eagle? Isn't it like? God, I don't know why number 27 is jumping at me.
It depends on how much chunk and dirt and organic matter is in between your slides, but generally it's going to be 50 to 150 microns.
Okay.
Can you put a piece of hair underneath there?
Yeah. Yeah.
Hair
Okay.
around 100
Good point.
microns, give or take.
And then, Emily, I'm just going to be redundant as always, right? This is sand, right? It looks like
by
glass.
the way, is about 1/1000th of a millimeter. So,
Wait, so isn't a micron one of these little dots?
one of those little dots.
Aren't bacterial, but bacteria like 2 microns or something like that, right? 3 microns, maybe?
1 to 3 microns.
Bacteria are around 500 nanometers to 2 microns.
Nanometers.
Oh, you said nanometers.
Yeah,
We're talking nanometers?
Could be.
or micrometers.
Losing my Wi-Fi.
Well, he said 500 nanometers to 2 micrometers.
And then again, all your aggregation is small. All these little particles everywhere. This is, at what point is she dealing with mineral associated?
Is that a wait? Go back down, Mo. Sorry. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Right there. Stop. Now, just to the right. Is that 2 testate? 2 yellow testates? Looks like they're.
Oh yeah,
possibly
that's the kiss. That's a good catch, bro. You see that right there?
Yeah.
That's how testates reproduce.
Hey.
So let me
You
get,
can see one
Oh,
shell
crap.
is full. The other shell is not full. So once it's
that's 400.
a small one.
So remember that the testate amoeba is a blob, right? It is a blob in a shell, right? So that blob, what it does is I think it's mitosis. It splits. It clones itself, an exact clone, which becomes the sister amoeba. Yeah, the sister amoeba. It basically spits out that clone, and that clone now has to manage and make its own shell. And so it's making its shell there.
So if you were to zoom in closer, you'd be able to see it like grabbing things as it moves.
Oh, well, these are tiny, so I'm at 400, but I have a video of a testate amoeba actually building a shell. So here's where I start challenging some of the microscope, some of the what we know, because I literally have a video of this testate holding a shell, and its pseudopods, its hands are going out and then coming back in, and it seems to be building this shell, which is something that I haven't found yet anywhere else, where these microbes are assisting in building that shell.
Yeah.
And so I hold that video dear to me. What is the compost made out of, and how was it made? Yeah, so this is just constant food scrap inputs, recycling of compost, garden bed stuff, and is that right?
Yeah, absolutely. It'd get grass clippings from wherever the grass would get cut. Any of our food scraps, any like leaf litter, some sticks and things like that would get tossed in there. A lot of our leaves and like plant material, things like that from our outdoor garden, from our indoor garden. We would throw old soil out there from inside, or like even some cocoa out there. So it does have like some nutrients in it here and there. But for the most part, it's just like really all of the food scraps and the plant scraps.
Wow, this is cool looking. Look at the depth on that. Wow, is that an Arcella, dude? Is that?
Yeah, could be.
So an Arcella would be a.
Arcella.
What's that?
I'm gonna go with testate, but not Arcella.
Okay.
It's round like Arcella, but
I
it doesn't
agree.
have the characteristic kind of orangish shell that Arcella seem to have. Seems to be one of those clear, more corrugated looking shells.
So are you using ratios, or you're just loading your bin up, right?
Yeah, goodness,
And
no,
just
no
go-
ratios.
going
We're very
for it.
lazy gardeners. We just throw it in there. We don't toss it or turn it or anything like that. Yeah, and then also ashes from our burn barrel as well. So when we do burn like our cardboard or things like that, all of that ash gets tossed in there also.
Emily, this is another testate amoeba, and I'm convinced of it now, and
Its shell
is-
is outrageous.
it is. It's picking up different types of things in the soil, right? That's another thing about these testate amoeba, right? It's got different types of like rock, stone, mineral, whatever it's finding. Like some of these will take diatoms. You know what diatoms look like? The little boats, or and attach them. So that is a cool looking testate amoeba. I dig that. That is really neat. That's got like such depth to it. Let's
Now, are
get
you
a perfect
at 400 here?
That was at 400. Yeah, that's as close as I can get to it tonight with the gear that I have loaded. I have a 600, but the 600 truthfully just kind of blah, you know.
No,
So
that's
here's
okay.
fungi.
How big it was.
So here's a piece of potential fungi, which I think it is, sitting next to a spore. And the reason that's another spore, right? Anything that usually looks like that, dark, the color matters. And the reason I say potential here is because I don't see a septa, one of the lines that's separated, but the color matches, the width matches, the actual
Texture kind of matches.
Yep, texture matches.
But
So
you say maybe.
everything's always potential. Ish and if, right? Potential, because it's just kind of that is a diatom. That looks like a diatom or some type of.
Wait, go back. What's in the? There's like something that looks similar in the top left.
That.
Yeah.
Yeah, not sure, but with that and that are like some type of. That's gonna grow green. Nope, that disappeared.
Yeah, it's silica. Silica does a lot of for us.
Yeah, it's silica. Some type of silica. Oh, that does look like a diatom. Now that I do that,
it's long dead, but
yeah, for sure, long dead. But it looks like it was a diatom body or silicated body or something, which would be down here too. So where are you getting diatoms from? You put something in here.
That would make sense because we actually use diatomaceous earth in that in the potato bed. So I don't think we've looked at the potato soil yet. So you might find a lot more diatoms in that. But we use diatomaceous earth as a way to try knocking off or like cutting down on our potato bug issue that we were having. So that is probably why you see those there.
So here's where I'm going to also point out a testate amoeba here, a testate amoeba over here, potential, but I need to get closer. But from at this angle, I'm already calling it, and that's just because I've seen so many of them that, hey, let's get closer.
They're yellow.
Yeah, those skunk has a lot of yellow ones in his system too. Small like this too. We're talking 400, and I would call that a testate amoeba.
Anything?
I don't think so. I don't think so.
Up, but, like nothing we can tell. Their level of knowledge.
You talking about that spore?
It's a nice one, yeah.
Yeah. It's like
Well, this looks
that
pretty
is.
good.
No, yeah, it definitely looks good. I mean, we're lacking fungi, which is understandable because it's because of your inputs, right? You start adding more. What'd you say?
There's a cyst down there. Down a bit
This
more.
way?
Yeah, up.
Well, there's another testate amoeba there.
Yeah, stop. Just right up there. Yep. There we go.
Good catch.
What is it?
could you
It's a
zoom?
cyst.
Well, it's hard to see.
I can zoom, but I'm already at 400.
Refocus.
That is some type of as good as that's gonna get.
Background.
Yeah, you need more
Carbon.
more lignin, more stuff that the fungi are gonna want to eat. The food scraps are gonna promote bacterial input. You obviously have testate amoeba, which are good.
I think there was a living diatom in there when you had zoomed in.
So here?
Yeah, where you were just at. Look at the very bottom right area. It looks like a oval with a dot in the middle. Okay, now it's directly center of the screen, at the bottom still. The middle at the bottom.
Kind of Desmond looking thing, yeah.
Oh, this right here.
Yeah.
Watch out. Hold up. Hold on. You know what I'm gonna do? Just because we can. Or is it?
The ability to speak to
No. I don't know where it's at. We had an applause. I was gonna be like, ah! Everybody's out here pointing shit out like that, dude. Good for you. Potentially, I mean, yeah, it fits all the characteristics of that. Which, there you go. That's cool. I love that.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Tiny. It's working. So, all right, let's move on. I get distracted. I can see you. So, again, all your bacteria. So, this is like, let's stop looking at the shiny stuff for a minute. Your bacteria is just kind of hanging out, right? It's vibing.
Yeah, it doesn't look chaotic.
Yeah, it's just jiving. It's just vibrating. Is what I call it. Definitely not a testate amoeba. Look at here. You've got 2 bangers here. One big one. I mean, I'm at 400, but we're a lot of this silicated stuff. Whether it's sand or the inputs you're using, and it could be inputs that you use, but
yeah. So this one is our compost pile that's currently not being used. This is the one that is getting everything added to right now while we work through the other compost pile. It's like, I mean, it's years old at this point, and it just goes back and forth. Once we run out of compost from one pile, we switch back to the other one and then build that one back up in the next few years. So it doesn't get turned or anything like that. Let's see, there was another question I thought I saw in here. How is it kept? Was allowed to breathe? I mean, for the most part, it just is, it just gets stuff added onto it. It gets watered when it rains outside. It doesn't get tossed or anything. And then it starts out smaller than 5 feet, but by the time we get, starting to use it, it's definitely, I'd say it's about that, maybe a little bit more. But yeah, it has a few years to kind of break down. So I'm not sure if the 5 feet matters or not. I'm not sure why that. Are you supposed to keep a pile under a certain size for some reason?
No.
No.
Okay. No way.
Yeah, we just kind of stack it up.
There's some good comments in the chat about the cover.
Yeah,
and then Jeremy had
wow.
one too about being careful about the wood ash. Not that you can't use it, but you just want to be careful about putting too much ash.
No, we don't really cover anything with our pile other than what we are throwing on top. So today I trimmed a lot of branches off of my outdoor cannabis plants. Those got thrown on top. I trimmed tomato leaves. Those got put on top. I shucked my bean plants today, so all of that got put on top. So it really is just kind of just gets added to frequently, I would say.
Well, so here we go, right? This is the size of the pile dictates the gas exchange. So yeah, it does matter.
Okay, yeah, I absolutely.
So she's talking to me too. So it does.
No, all right.
Yeah, and being able to manage that pile. Yeah, we try to catch all the gas. We literally cover the piles. We use we'll use microgreens to cover the pile. We want to keep that in as much as we can. Yep. Here you go.
Yeah.
We got big dogs up in here. Old compost piles with no fungi. Yeah, no fungi, Rick. I'm thinking because it's active, moving a lot of nitrogen going in, a lot of food scraps going in, grass clippings go in, tons of spores.
Literally, I moved food scraps aside and dug under it. So.
Yeah, this is why the Johnson Sioux has pipes. Yeah, so even put a pipe in it. You know what I mean? I do that in my backyard. When I make my smaller piles, I'll have a pipe in the middle, let it all settle up, and then pull the pipe out. And that's going to allow for exchange. And especially the Johnson Sioux, it's thermodynamics there. Jeremy probably going to make him proud right now, right? Because that Johnson Sioux being elevated off the ground, heat rises, is pooling air from the bottom up to the top. This is physics here that's happening. And, that is part of more than just putting a pipe in the ground. The Johnson Sioux has active air moving through it early on, and that's where you're getting that effect. But again, we're here. This is where we're the compost stars, right? The average person, go put a pile out there, go compost something, man. Take a broomstick and stab a hole in it to introduce oxygen if you feel like you need to. Don't not compost, because people like me will freaking nerd it out to the point where it might confuse things. And that's the point of this series, this show, this thing where it's a lot simpler than I tend to, complicate this thing. So I'm happy here with what I'm looking at, right? We know where we're at. Tested amoeba. We know that we're active. We know that we got high nitrogen. I bet if you had it tested, you've got loaded nutrients cooking. To get it more fungal, you start adding more lignin and more whatever it's called, woody stuff. More fungal dominant feeding food. That's what I would do here. And or did I say to keep doing what you're doing? You're top dressing with this, right?
Not this one. No, this one. This
Not
one
yet, but ultimately, this is
eventually it will.
Yeah. So you still got time here anyway. That it's still building the you've got tons of spores, right? So let's switch over to Jeff so that I can load up my next slide.
Okay.
And here's another good point: the 50-50 rule with your carbon and your compost. Yep.
What is the 50-50 rule?
Carbon and nitrogen.
Like you put 50% carbon, 50% nitrogen?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
Galaxy.
Whereas with Johnson Su, you would, do more.
We need to do a better job.
70,
We need to do a better
30
job promoting this thing, and I'm one of them.
Hold on. Wait. What were you just saying, Jeff? Sorry.
So 50-50, that's just, basic, like 50% carbon, 50% nitrogen, it's going to heat up most likely. And then, so when you go to a Johnson Su style, I believe, somebody correct me if I'm wrong in the chat or Mo.
Half brown, half green.
But for that, you can actually go a little bit heavier on the carbon, right?
Yeah, you can always go heavier on the carbon. You're going to get a slower cook. And since you're patient with your compost anyway, then I would you can go heavier always. And
I mean, like Spartan said in the chat, though, the browns are coming, because we do all of our leaf litter and stuff into there. So they're definitely. I mean, it gets a good mix of that. I would say, it just doesn't get it all at once. Because obviously, right now, while we're cutting the grass and stuff, that's all greens. Then, but once the leaves drop, those will all be the browns that we're missing. But what was that bug thing that you had up there? I didn't like the way that thing looked. Is it an actual bug in your soil?
It was probably just some type of microarthropod, skin, frass, basically.
Okay.
Yes, that's a nematode galaxy. What we were just looking at a minute ago. That guy right there. It's really small. We're at 200. So it's a pretty small nematode.
all right, the next one's going to be your potatoes finally.
Look at this, bro. There's a bunch of these just like orange testates.
What's the sample?
So wood mulch. Some mulch. Aged wood chips. Been sitting for over a year. I just dug down into it, and this is what you get. I mean, it's just loaded with spores, testates, nematodes. Got everything.
What are those triangle-looking things?
Triangles.
Wait, there's the kiss. There's the kiss again.
Oh yeah.
Point that out, right? It's not uncommon to see when you do. And again, here we go with mulch, right?
Yeah. What triangle thing, Emily? I don't know.
So right now, like where your mouse is, go to the left where those sticks are, and then go up a little bit. It's like a circle and a triangle.
Oh, that's a spore.
Oh, cool. You have a lot of those.
Yeah, it's a wood mulch. There's going to be tons of them. There's like 1, 2, 3 right here, 4.
What are you pointing at?
One
The
here.
spore.
Oh yeah. So that's what we've been talking about, mulch, man. You know, that is literally, mulch is always loaded with the microbes that are doing the job. I mean, if I wanted to listen, that's a nice shot. You could see that complete one, and you could see the other one just building. If I was looking for microbes, not nutrients. If I was looking for microbes at this point, I shake them off of mulch. I'll go to a mulch pile that's being broken down, and they're all there. This is like something I've been looking at since November when I went to California and borrowed some of the soil from the redwood forest that I later returned to my property.
I mean, just you can see this is at 44x, right? 40 times magnification. There's just fungal strands everywhere.
All of the microorganisms, biology that we're seeing, like these testates especially, are all cyclers. So their job is breaking down high energy raw materials, say carbon, pine needles, whatever materials you put in the compost pile, into a much more refined version of compost, of forest floor, of energy that plants and bioavailable forms that plants can utilize. Which is why you have mulch, you shake the mulch, you extract the compost tea, you get lots of microbes. But once you have a fully aged compost, it'll be, well, everything will go to assist it. The nematodes will cyst up, the flagellates, the ciliates will all go to sleep, and the testates will all just be asleep in their shells.
I heard that one.
This is nice though because you can see that they're in active reproduction stage. That's really cool.
Yeah, it's not uncommon in mulch, man. It's just kind of like there's plenty of food here. We need more people.
Mm-hmm.
It's basically like how I see it. It's like, we need a lot more workers here. We need to start making them. It is an impressive sample every time. It really never fails.
Yeah, it's like you can see all the trophic layers and every drop. So it's like, and these are the guys that harvest the nutrients. So I guess my mind goes to, yeah, you don't get the nutrients from compost, but these guys are going to pull the nutrients that are available in your soil. So it's like,
that's going to be a fun one to look at. This is Zockman is Rick, by the way, over at the garden, guys. This is why, knows what I'm doing. I'll be taking apart that. I'm excited to take apart that Johnson Sioux. I mean, not a Johnson Sioux, a modified, right? But that's we're taking on a lot of rain right now, so thank God, we've got compost just being rushed with water. I love it. Damn, this.
Now I have a question with the testate amoebas that were broken while they were trying to transfer stuff.
mhm.
Will the one that was latched on still take from the one that died?
Maybe.
Well,
Watch it for a long time.
Maybe.
One died? Did I miss something?
Yeah, there
One
was
of them-
another set of those orange ones, but the one that was probably going to move into the new shell or expand was crushed. It was for science.
Oh, yeah. Well, maybe the test was just crushed, and just kind of deal with it. It's for science.
Yeah, it was. I mean, if
I
it
need a
was still
voice
able
clip
to
that. It's for
move,
science.
It's for science.
It's for science.
See if you can
Stuff
pop it.
outside.
Sacrifice for eternal knowledge, though, because Emily just learned. We all just learned it. Maybe it did. The eternal knowledge there is to do what the scientists do, perhaps.
Is that a testate amoeba?
Yep.
That is, which one are we looking at? The testate in the bottom or that potential Arcella up top? And with the testate there. What a hell of a sample, man. These no samples never fail,
Yeah,
man.
four of them here.
I mean,
Yeah, there's 4 of them there. At least 3 of them.
yeah, 3 orange ones and a big.
This makes you wonder why you compost, dude. Look at this. It's like,
Look at this guy.
I mean, we need the nutrients from the compost. Yeah, look, another one there.
Got some interesting fungi materials there.
This is like biocomplete mulch.
Eagle, I've seen a lot of these in this sample. These kind of almost translucent, but they have this
Damn, these
little
cookers, man.
stick.
Isn't that a bacteria?
Looks like a lab sticking in it, right?
Stem? Yeah, it looks like a lab.
Mm.
Not this, but this is a lab. And then this, but there's a bunch of these and there's some different shapes. Of course, now that I say that, I won't see anymore. But
There's this thing on the left. Do you see that thing on the left that's kind of like a whole bunch of corn grains?
this thing here,
Yeah.
Damn.
Can you hit that with that real quick? It's kind of weird looking.
we're at 400, so I don't know how the oh, definitely closed.
That's it.
See if I can.
well.
I don't know how that's coming out. Oh yeah, I guess you can see it.
I'm gonna move over to
Yeah, pull up the potato bed.
as long as it's
Landing.
okay. As long as
Oh,
it's
there
okay
we
with
go.
you, Jeff.
I approve of this message.
So it's prep your scopes this year to survive. And we jump it off with a nematode. You get a nematode. You get a nematode. So I diluted this. I probably need to dilute it more, but if this is how it wants to rock on my slide, then so be it. I mean, you got tiny particles on it. 200. Let me take it to 100. And as a matter of fact, let's
I
mow
can
it
see
real
them
quick at
moving.
40. So you see at 40, we can still see that nematode.
Yeah.
Okay, so just keep up. That's what we're looking for. Okay, let me know if you see anything. No, I'm kidding.
Okay. I'll keep my eye out.
God, look how aggregated this is. I may have to like dilute it again.
Yeah.
There's one.
Where?
Left.
That was the one we had just seen. That one right there.
Shit.
What is that? Oh, that's
Bottom
interesting.
middle.
This thing right here.
Yeah.
Wow.
Leaf litter.
Hello, mama. Looks like a candy wrapper at the top. It's a candy
Emily, do
toad.
not try to compost your candy wrappers, okay?
Yeah. No, honestly, it might be tape even.
Nah, it's probably something like a
Not
leaf
plastic,
or-
because it would be autofluorescent.
Not plastic.
Okay.
That's not a plastic color. That's got life in it. You can see here. Let's get closer to it. It's
Interesting.
definitely got biology in there. It's either
That's
in
true.
there or above there, and I would argue that it's probably inside of it. See it?
So shredded
Whatever.
organic sort came up with something alive.
Maybe. Whatever it was had nutrients enough in it that they're in there just powering away at it, which is cool. Hold on. What is this here?
Are the things moving?
Oh, have you had to SOS prep your scope this year? Not yet, dude. I already have the perfect answer for prepping my scope for storms here, and I put it in a freezer. That's what I did last season. Remember that? Or was it last year? I think yeah. I put it in I put it in a garage freezer, so that worst case scenario, that's the only thing that's gonna survive. I'm gonna take it with me next time though. If I have to evacuate, I'm taking it.
Freezer is a good idea, though.
That nitrogen in excess in soil can cause you to get stuck in a vegetative stage, if I remember correctly.
Sure, right.
You need to have a balance.
Yeah, you'll get balance, but its compost is not gonna go out for quite a while, so it's still gonna get
And also
worked up. And okay, so there's fungi.
The strand.
Yep.
Okay.
there. Sweet. Let me back it up. I'm at 400 still. I love all these comments coming in, man. We're just like ripping through them.
I really like them.
A lot of serious knowledge, info, and questions coming in. This is like it's a lot to look at. I may go and dilute this a little bit more because
Yeah, go
see,
dilute it. Check this
most
out.
people will miss that guy there. Yeah, go ahead, dude. I'm gonna dilute this even more.
Eagle, put up the soil, guys.
Uh-oh.
Get me on the big
Check it out.
screen.
Oh, that is cool. That
So I
is
can't
cool.
tell if it's just luckily
Ah.
sitting on top or is it in it.
I think it's probably sitting on top. Look at the other one to the left. Look at the other one to the right. Those
But there are
spores.
testates that will consume spores.
I'm more interested.
Wow.
Of course, I agree, but look how small the opening is on that. And then look at that thing to the right that I'm more interested in.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Look at it.
No, not that. Further right. That long thing there. That.
It looks like a morel.
It does look cool morale. That's cool.
That's a very good analogy. But here's another one of those things with a little lab sticking out of it. At the same spot.
That lab is eating this up and on it. It's attached to it. It's colonizing it.
Let me go over here and look at this morale.
And if
See,
you
look. Here's two more. Look at
Morale.
these.
That's interesting, dude. I get nematodes in mine over here in Florida. A lot of nematodes. Have you seen nematodes yet in this?
I did. I've seen two little ones, probably most likely bacterial ones, but
Fascinating. Thanks.
It didn't glow very much. It says 400 too.
Yeah.
Look at this Arcella.
That's a nice looking Arcella. I've been seeing some nice looking Arcellas, man. Right, Eagle? Like she's been making. God, I've been seeing some big.
So this one is an Arcella because it has an orange shell.
It's an Arcella because it looks like a donut.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Watch it glow too.
It looks like a donut. Has an orange shell. It has a kind of rough, but also reasonably smooth, uniformly circular outline. It has a very wide circumference and a smallish hole in the center. These are all morphological identifiers of Arcella.
Yeah, it's cool.
So these are root 7. Mulch.
I'm gonna, and in order for me to dilute this too, I feel like I'm cheating the sample because now I have to let everything kind of settle to the bottom, and I hate doing that because biology also settles to the bottom, like nematodes. So there's a delicate dance that happens here between your slide and your pipette that only a trained eye. No, I'm kidding. This is my third attempt, by the way. It's like fucking trained eye. So that's gonna be a.
I mean, you said it.
Now I have a gradient. You see, so now I can go from thicker to lighter. That's what the good thing is about these white slides. Now we're cooking. So the good thing is we're diluted here. We're diluted here by like 15. So let's consider that, as we move on.
Let's see what we got.
All right. Keep an eye on chat there.
Yep.
So
East Tennessee in the house.
who's East Tennessee?
Sator Satapa.
Cool.
Thanks for being here, guys.
Seriously. We're looking at.
Appreciate the questions, the comments.
We're looking at. This is a tomato, right?
No, potato, right?
Oh, no, potato. Yeah, sorry. This is the potato. Look at these shards. See that?
Photoliths?
No. I think that's some kind of input of some sort because whenever I make like a quote unquote super soil and I'm adding all these, extras to it, I see a lot of that, which are nutrients, minerals, whatever it is that we add. So there's a piece of fungi there, but what a different so far, right? Testate wise, activity wise.
There's not a lot of them. The bacteria is just kind of vibrating nicely, it looks like.
That's good. Good observation. That is part of your diatomaceous earth right there. You see that little square?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right there. That's your diatomaceous earth. So you know that your input is paying off. What is
Is that a testate amoeba? All the way on the right side right now, more towards the bottom right. Your hand almost over it.
First of all, that right here.
Yeah.
Is a cyst, a cyst, right? So let's go 400, which is a good catch, though. You're starting to catch what may be biological. You see the double-celled wall. There's two things here, right? There's one up here.
Yeah, that's weird looking.
And then there's one over here. This one does look weird looking, but this one here.
Later, Landon. Thanks for being here.
Later, Lando. You see the double-celled wall here? That is a microbe that is dormant. Potentially. I wish I could just say this as a disclaimer. Everything is potentially, right? And
educational purposes. We're doing our best.
that double-celled wall is, indication of an encysted microorganism, right? Why is it
microorganism?
Encysted, yes, microorganism. It's and you can see the things moving inside of it, right? So Then this one over here looks a little different. That one
I've seen
looks
a
like.
lot of those. It almost looks like the edge of a quarter, you know?
Well, the
like
thing
the-
about these two, yeah, true, but you could start getting into pollen here. Yeah, I mean, go look at pollen, and it's gonna just throw your entire microscopy game off. Because things that you think you know you're looking at, you go look at pollen, you're like, or that, you know. One Prestige one day, he's in here. He popped the pollen, dude, and this pollen started leaching out. He's got the video of it.
Mm-hmm.
And it just kind of like changed. It's like, okay, now I got to look at this differently, dude. You know, like, all right, now pollen is a thing that I need to pay attention to because it can look like a cyst.
It can look like a cyst, like a spore, and like a, I don't know, lots of other weird shit.
So
Pollen
we're not seeing here. Let's see. There's a little potential. There's a fungal hyphae there, right? That's good. But where are your cyclers at here, right? That's what we're looking to see. Who's cycling everything?
Mm-hmm.
Who's moving your nutrients and making them available? Are there?
Anyone is.
Not yet. There's another piece of diatomaceous.
Right?
Yep. That little square. That's what it looks like right out of the bag. We'll start looking at inputs too. There's a spore. I'm not sure what that is, but this, and then here, let's light up your carbon. Let's light this up. All right, we've got activity there. So, you know, I've been, dude, you know what I've been stuck on these past couple of days is that Moam,
Mineral associated organic matter.
mineral associated organic matter. That would be to me a perfect sign of that, right? The size 200, everything's so jammed up, everything's glued up, all these minerals are locked into this organic matter. And when you have a mineral associated organic matter, we're talking small aggregates that are there for the long haul. They say that once your mineral, your organic matter starts bringing in these ions, and it becomes this. You've got those. Think about a bunch of magnets that start sticking to each other, and then a bunch of glues in the middle of it all that are also sticking to each other, and you make this solid piece of organic matter that can persist for 10 to 100,000 years. And I always love when they do that, from 10 to 100,000 years, because anything can change that dynamic if it's not taking in water, if it dries on you, if it maybe is soaked in a pond, you know, it's gonna run. So yeah, 10 to 100,000 years is a long freaking time. This is a nice piece of what looks fungal. Let's get closer to it. It looks fungal, but I don't see any septa.
You're at 400 already?
I'm at 400. Oh no, I'm 200, bro. I am 200. But I don't see septa, but I see what maybe looks like spores. I see microbes in it. I see bacteria potentially in it or above it.
Or attached.
Or attached to it. So do I call it fungal? Maybe. I probably would, just because the color fits. So here's where I start looking at, okay, just because the septa is not there doesn't mean it's not fungal. The color fits, the thickness fits, the consistency and width fits. So I'm going to classify it as fungal. Fungal! Doing it. I'm going to do it. Approved. And we move on. So what do we got here? We've got something that needs inoculation or an extract of biology from somewhere else that you have plenty of.
Okay.
Like compost number 2, right? Because
Yeah,
you probably you actually have nitrogen and minerals and nutrients in there that maybe this needs to be activated with and wake things up. Wake up the ones that are sleeping, because maybe the ones that are sleeping are telling you there's really nothing for us to eat here. The job has been done.
Yeah, we did just pull everything out of that tomato bed for the season as well. So when I pulled this,
Potato. Yeah, so your potatoes are hogs too. They just take up everything.
okay.
I mean, think about what you're building down there, right? You're building big potatoes. Think about what it's taking to make that potato and the biomass up top. Those are big leaves, a bunch of them. So that is being created from the things that are in your soil, which is amazing. And it's a marvelous thing, right? You're going from sunlight, CO2, and energy in the soil and creating this potato and leaf that.
Hey, can you zoom in on that plastic? It's moving a lot inside of it.
Is there? Sorry, I got all caught up in the idea of potato being built.
Potatoes.
Well, so that usually looks like a dead test state to me. Like when I see that much activity going on there, I feel like bacteria is in there tearing it apart.
Eating it from the inside out.
Eating it from the inside out, which was probably it was probably biology that was ingested by this thing until it died, and then they survived the initial absorption of it.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks, Emily. I wasn't sure if that was what was happening, but I was curious.
Yeah, it's just because we're streaming from a few different channels, so it just kind of depends on whose channel you're on.
But I think it brings them all in. It should bring them all in.
No, it only does that for us on the back end. We get it easy on our side. Otherwise, we'd have to have 3 different channels pulled up. If you are interested in seeing multiple chats, you can always load up our individual live stream and pop out the chat box during a live stream. Then you don't have to have 3 videos up at the same time, but that really only works if you're on a desktop. For a mobile, you've got to switch between them if you'd like to view or participate in all of them. I'm not sure if YouTube will update that, but I would hope so in the future. So yeah,
is it a YouTube thing or a StreamYard thing?
No, that's a YouTube thing. So StreamYard is showing us all together because we've linked everything on our end, but everybody who's viewing it, we don't have our channels linked on the outside, kind of a deal.
Right.
Oh, so that's why we want to. That's why we want to pop the question up.
Yeah.
Yeah. So people on some groups, they're seeing the questions pop up on the screen, but they're not seeing them in the chat. So they're like, "Where are these coming from?" So
it would just really depend on whose chat I would think is like the most active. Is probably the one that I would participate in. I would just look between the few streams. I'm not sure whose that is. But if you're on a phone, that's probably the easiest. Otherwise, you do have to just kind of shuffle between everybody's different channel. So that's something that I hope YouTube will update. If they decide to listen, you better listen up, YouTube.
yeah, it only makes sense.
YouTube is always
Because we're all streaming the same video, so on every channel, the comment should be the same. Like, what? No, but thanks for the clarity.
Silica.
Yeah.
Well, you know what we need to do here?
My daughter's here, by the way, too, which is so amazing. She's watching.
Cool.
Cheers. I have a question then. So if I need to inoculate this to get it activated, if I make my rice water, do it with the molasses and make make bennies.
Bennies.
Then spray that over the bed and that should be good?
No, because that's like we've got birds with no food.
Oh.
Right?
Okay.
You're gonna go throw hungry microbes into a system that really does. You're gonna throw bacteria. So bennies are bacteria. They're not your hydrophic microbes. They're not the hunters.
Yeah.
They're not the predators.
Okay.
And so we need to get nutrients. I would say I would think this is needing maybe an amendment of nutrients and then bringing. That's like the mulch again. That mulch that he's looking at is high in nutrient right now. There's a lot for them to eat, so they're there, right? It's almost offensive, right? It's like, damn, we could sit here and compost for a year, but we're making it's not offensive because we made a beautiful compost that's nutrient rich that is waiting for all this stuff to happen. I mean,
okay.
I would run an extract out of my good compost or my compost number 2 or number 1 because they're both very good. Run an extract and then give it some food. Give it some oatmeal, a little bit of calcium, a little bit of nutrients and mineral. Slurry that up. Pack a lunch. I'm always saying pack your microbes a lunch when you send them into that soil system, so that you're at least giving them food to eat in case there's no food in there. Maybe there's food in here, and for some reason we don't have nutrient cyclers. But if you're growing successful tomatoes, which I know you are because I saw the video, then your food is growing. But they are pigs, they are hogs. They will deplete your soil. You know, all that stuff's got to go somewhere.
Okay, so with the tomatoes, I sent some pictures over to the soil guys. You guys hooked me up with some things that it could be, and I'm along with you on the septoria side. That's what I think it is as well. And so I cleaned out all of the leaves that had the issue. I ended up just burning them. I didn't throw them in the garbage. I just like burned them in the barrel. And then I just saw recently that my the cannabis plants, I have 2 cannabis plants around where that tomato bed is, and both of those have heavy, same, the spotting, brown, rust colored dots modeling on the leaves, really yellowing. So I don't know how to fix that necessarily. And when I was looking it up, it looked like it is a fungal issue. So if I just top heavy with my compost that is eating a lot, will that help to take care of it? Or is that something that I would need to look into a different type of like bacillus to attack it? Okay.
Yeah.
Not sure what we're talking about here, Jeremy.
Yeah, so for what I have with it, like the compost that is killer, like that we saw last week.
Oh, how much of that? Okay.
Yeah, I've got a few yards still of that left.
Damn.
I mean, to be honest, it's overtaken with volunteer tomatoes and potatoes and dill. Like, so it's got stuff growing out of it that we're just letting grow, pulling and harvesting from. But it's a little bit
compost for those plants that you are regularly growing. We were just talking about this last night. Like, you're putting the roots in the compost of the things that you're going to grow later. So
yeah, but they're also pulling the nutrients out of the things that it needs to grow, right? So that kind of, I didn't dive into that conversation because there's too many voices, but it's kind of like don't grow in the same spot, year in and year out, because that plant is pulling up those nutrients that it wants. So if you do the same tomato in the same spot, in the same place, the same flower plant, the same cannabis, what's happening there? It's pulling up the same nutrients that the other one's going to pull up. So that's why you go from corn to tomato. And I don't know, I'm just kind of just throwing that out there.
Yeah.
So in your compost too, that's another question that I was thinking about. We do grow so that the roots feed our soil, but they're also pulling nutrients from our soil. So those have got to be crimped and put right back into that system. I mean, we don't have this issue. I don't know. We're not.
Well, okay, so.
Well, it also goes
right
against
now,
Go ahead. Go ahead, Emily.
Well, I was going to say, like, right now I can get to like a third of the entire bed from what's not been taken over by the potatoes and tomatoes and such. So I was going to try an extract with that, but I had enough. Like, I sifted like 4 gallons worth of compost and just put that all over the tomato bed. And figured, okay, that's like, watering it in because it rained right after. So it like did its own extract. I can just do the same thing when it comes to this potato bed, but do I want to do a heavy, I guess it doesn't matter. I don't have to do a heavy layer because if I'm extracting it, then it's not going to be, an inch thick all around. So I can just take it and sprinkle, what I have, because I don't really want to rip up the plants yet. They're not ready. I want to eat them. I want to let them grow all the way.
So let them grow. This is how we find out. This is what Rick says. We got to find out, Mo. Those are his fucking famous words to me. Well, we're gonna find out, right? It's just let it happen, and you will know. That's just kind of the thing. It's like if you take from one end of it, and see what happens.
We got more acronyms here, guys. I need that wrote down. The pot method. I feel like I should know that one.
The pot method. Shit, I'm drawing a blank.
Put that in the chat.
Yeah, pot method.
We don't know enough. Teach us.
Jeremy is like the Encyclopedia Britannica of all this.
Of all things soil.
Can you give us a breakdown of pot?
Yeah, I'm trying to remember. I'm drawing a blank here, homie. Like,
Like he said, Mo knows what it is. He's calling you out.
I know.
Look
Damn
at
it.
your memory.
He'll never
There's
remember it now because
honest, buddy.
he's on the.
What is this?
Oh yeah, escape the shiny. Nice.
Well, we
Oh,
are.
another Zola.
It's in Matt's book. All right, I'll go look it up.
What's in Matt's book?
I'll go look it up.
This is not a Zola, sir. Look at how beautiful that looks, though.
I don't like them one bit. I don't like the way they move. I don't like the way they look.
This is a pond sample that, believe it or not, crashed. This was the one with those crazy roadies in it.
Jeremy said it's
Whoa.
not a bong hit, and I'm just wondering, are you sure, buddy? That's the method I'm aware of.
The pot method. Yeah, what is that? Get blazed in compost. Yeah. Oh no, I'm kidding. Oh, this compost when you're lifted. Perfect. Look at this. Look at
They're not flowering yet. I checked the cycle today for what the sun is at where I am, and we're still at like just over 14 hours. And they will switch to flower when it gets closer to a 12-12 cycle. So 12 sun, 12 night.
Whoa, shit just got serious, huh?
I am so looking forward to them. I mean, we're weeks away at this point, 2 or 3 weeks, I would say. And I'm already like, getting the plants ready. So like today I was out there cleaning up a lot of the inner things, making sure the canopy on the top is nice and flat across. So I did have to like crop a few of the taller stems so that everything would start to grow evenly. And I'm just really trying to get them prepped up these last few weeks. So we're not quite there yet for the outdoor, but we are so close. I've actually been recording videos and having a hell of a time editing them. I am not going to lie to you guys. That's a lot of effort that has to get put into. And to sit here in a screen and watch my face repeatedly, I'm not a fan of. So it's like a little tough to get through the editing on these, but I am putting up more videos on my YouTube about the outdoor garden, even about the indoor garden, because we always have a perpetual grow going here at home with our indoor, which means we've always got plants going into flower, coming out of flower, and just on a cycle like that. So feel free to follow along, hit the subscribe.
Yeah, go check her out. Don't we have inoculate the like button. Don't we have banners? Hold on. I'm so unorganized, dude. What is it? Yeah, there it goes. Hold on, let me do it.
Oh man, it's
Oh, that's Instagram. What is your YouTube? Is the same though or no?
No, my Instagram is any.thing.grows. And then my YouTube is anything grows, but only 1G. Anything grows, 1G.
That's too complicated.
Yeah, I know. Trust me. They wouldn't let me when I tried. I even tried the any.thing.grows, but because it has 2 G's next to each other, YouTube flags it because it goes NGGR for anything grows, and they will not allow it, which I respect, but I need my name on there. So I had to find a workaround.
Very.
I'm going to show you guys something.
Very petty.
I'm going to show you guys something. So this is a defibrillator microscopy endolight, and it's actually called a condenser. Right. So if you look at that black dot on this condenser, that is basically going to make the light. Usually in a microscope, the light shoots all the way up. But in this case, it's going to deflect the light, and it's going to send it back in from other angles. I'm going to switch it. So this is called dark field microscopy. This is where I start. The art side of it comes to me, right? There's really, for me, no use case other than it looks fucking amazing. And it just takes us to a very space-like, especially when you're on that third rip, fourth rip. Then you really just start traveling
at night.
Microscopy is art, and if you're an artist or enjoy art, which I find that a lot of microscopists do, they, I spent crazy hours. So here, take a look. I just put the condenser up, and it's the same sample that we've been looking at. But now we're here, right?
Wow.
So things are gonna start to get really
I'm a
cool.
fan of this.
Yeah, dark field is so cool.
So
Still don't
as
like
I move my, I'm sorry, I gotta move my condenser up. But you're getting better with it, right? You're like,
But he's doing it. You're doing no oil, right, Mo? You're just drying it.
this is no oil, right? The oil would make it even more crisp, but then it prevents me from doing other techniques like this here. Like I want to bring light in from the side, so I'm gonna kind of do that. Then I can start moving it around. And a lot of this I credit Eagle for just giving me the ideas and schooling me on this stuff, right? Like look at that zone. So even though I've offset the light, right? It gives me this band of light though that is doing some pretty cool stuff. And this is at 40. Let's go to 100. And then look at this is kind of like I call it like the Han Solo cryo freeze thing. Right. So we start getting into like I like it out here better. I kind of like a half and half look to it. Then I start moving it around, seeing what's happening here. So we start getting now into a microscope that I just upgraded my microscope by like $5,000, and
Dude,
it's just done
yeah.
by no, I'm not. I didn't literally do that, but it's like manipulation.
Oh.
This is the hood way of doing it, right? Like
Hell yeah.
The
it's like,
MacGyver.
yeah,
MacGyver.
the MacGyver way.
Right.
I
Give
like
me
the
a
hood
piece
way.
of duct tape, a 3D printed circle, and a Q-tip.
That sounds like half baked.
Yep.
Look at this cyanobacteria, which fluoresces under epi. It's red. You see that? That looks cool, right? And then I can take it even further and start blocking some of the underneath light with something like this, right? And start treating it kind of like a blue moon or a blue eclipse. And do this. And then we start bringing in a whole different color, right? And we really start now adding color to this. I don't like how I'm not dialed in. There's certain depths to this, right? But you see now it really starts looking like a different picture altogether. That's at 100. But look at the cyanobacteria, especially when you start seeing larger organisms, man, you can really get in there and look at this guy spinning. This starts looking like space to me. You know?
Poor man's DIC, he said.
It is. It sure
Yeah, it
is.
You
It
know,
absolutely is.
That's one of the benefits, or one of the crazy things that I've learned just in this short journey into soil. And it's like a lot of the things that we can do are so cheap and easy. Like if you just do it. Same thing with the.
You got to understand that not everybody has an eagle who's like, hey, dude, just move it down about 10 millimeters and then twist this to the right and then give it a different direction of light. And boom, I'm sitting in pure dark field or DIC.
Right, but now they're learning from you. So
Now they
same thing
do.
with
Look
the
at
labs.
you.
I mean, she just made labs with stuff she has
Well,
at home. It cost her nothing. But
What's
people
cool? Like
sell
here.
for-
I just hit a sweet spot here. If you notice, it looks 3D. Things are coming up off the glass now. There's a shadow. You
Yeah.
can see the shadow on these microorganisms. This is the money spot, right? This is where now things are coming off the glass and even have shadow. And so what's really cool is that Eagle is working on
Making
these design models that he's going to either print or whatever he's going to do with them and sell these things to people like myself at a fraction of what I would pay a $10,000 upgrade. You know what I mean? And I say a fraction, I mean a fraction, like a lunch, dinner, you know, like getting this out there is, but look at that's straight up 3D right now. That is, this organism is off the glass the way it's supposed to be depicted. And this is not even the final upgrade. This is like not even the final frontier.
Oh,
My Star
you
Wars,
did
my
the
Star
same thing.
Trek nerd. I just did a Star Trek thing, dude. What do you mean?
Emily and I both posted. We're answering comments.
Oh, my bad. I'm over here all caught up. Thank you.
This
Emily,
looks
you know.
awesome. Like to see them, it looks like they're like rolling.
Well, yeah, we're seeing them, and they're more of their true light, right? Instead of shooting a light right through them, we're gently showcasing them with light coming from all around, and it's giving us that 3D look. And this is a colony of cyanobacteria, bacteria, glues, all this stuff. And I got to get a fresh pond sample to really enjoy the larger microorganisms that will pull out of this pond. but I'm actually doing a whole nother technique here. I got this eagle. I got it floating. You know, I'm fortunate enough to be taught by some of these amazing microscopists that are just kind of like, look at this. So what's going on here? Why are they all hanging out here? What nutrient, what potential oxygen, what potential what? No, I never got the soil light because I had, it's like $200. And I have a $15 Amazon one, which it doesn't stick the way I want it to. I would use it more. I kind of agree that soil light's cool because if I had one, I would just like bang, I would be hitting it the way I do Epi, right? Everything I do is like here. But in order for me to activate my soil light, now I got to go grab it, bring it here. So I get the luxury of having the soil light. But you know, is it necessary right now? No.
Definitely, sewing lamp is a good design for right now. Just have it next to a small lamp next to the stage. Turn it on.
Right. Yeah. Now I was gonna be all smart about it, and I was gonna get the magnet, and and I was gonna put the magnet to the thing. And, you know what? Next time I'm gonna just stick it onto something where it's just gonna stand there, and then I'll be able to just hit it every time. But yeah, soil light is amazing, dude. Believe me, I love lighting up samples. I was looking at my celium yesterday, and it just such an impressive thing. But look at they're just feeding, right? They're eating whatever's there, whatever nutrients.
A topographical map.
Let's see if they respond to this. Let's see if we can shake them out like roaches. Look at the ones that did react, took off. You see, he's like, the bigger one is losing his mind. It's like, what is this? You're baking me with 480 nanometers. Look at everything got crazier there because I'm baking them with this light, right? It's like.
Yeah,
pure epi. This is like microscopy crack. You know, and you can. The amazing thing is that you don't need an $8,000 microscope to do this.
What are you
again? Huh? You talking to me?
Hold up.
Yeah, this is definitely
Jeff,
acceptable with. Yeah, you got that manual lighting.
That's the soil light.
This is just manual light. I'm just using a flashlight, but it's almost dying. But that you can see this is a wood chip from that same sample. I just pulled a little bit that I could put directly under the light instead of shaking it up in water. So see if I can get closer without hitting it. My light is dying.
Get some more batteries.
Yeah, these batteries are dying. I could throw. Well, maybe next time I'll pull the soil light out.
That'll be cool.
I do have a soil light, so I can put it on.
Wow, why isn't it queued up there, buddy boy?
Well, we hadn't talked about it, and
Exactly.
the soil light. I think the soil light's awesome. It's cumbersome. You can't split between objectives when it's on. It's just, but it.
That's the main issue I have with this.
You can't flip the objectives when it's on. These are Emily. These are your objectives. Look, let me show you.
Yeah.
You see this thing here?
No.
Okay, hold on. I screwed up the cameras.
Okay, each one of these is an objective.
Okay.
So it's a lens, and this lens is giving me 100, or it's giving me 10 time magnification.
Yeah.
So it's 10 times 10 equals 100, right? Because this is always going to be 10, and you got to always multiply the 10 by 10 times 10.
Right.
This one here is 10 times 200 because it's a 20.
Okay.
I'm sorry, it's 10 times 20 equals 200, right?
Yeah.
This one's a 40, so this is 10 times 40 equals 400.
Magnification.
So these objectives are lenses, is what they are.
But that's what they are called. Is like if I were to get a microscope, I would look at what their objectives are.
Yeah.
Correct. Yeah, and that's where when I get asked, and I'm being asked more and more, naturally with the podcasts and all this, is that these objectives are what matters when people are asking me which scope they should get. And I'm always saying, get a microscope that is going to allow you to upgrade your objectives, because even with this microscope, I can't just go upgrade my objectives the way you can on an older, like Eagle has an older, it's a BX2, is it?
BH2.
A BH2, right? And a BH2 is I mean, basically a classic, but it's that It's that Honda, right? It's just like there's every part you can imagine for it. It's upgradable. It's used worldwide, and everyone agrees that it's worthy of Jeff, I'm gonna switch over to you. You got anything on the scope?
I'm trying to get the soil. I'd actually put it on, but I'm just
Here.
trying to get it.
Oh, look
Trying
at
to get
you. Thank you. So, question then: can we have a little chat? Not. It doesn't have to be right now. I'm just saying in the near future, where we go over different scopes and things you can get, or what you should look at so you can upgrade later.
Well, there you go. Eagle. That will let Eagle take the reins on that because that's Eagle's thing. He's working that in the background. Eagle's a microscope junkie.
This is a sneak preview at the new book reading.
There you go. There's ways to design a better product, Eagle.
Yep.
That's fact.
The objectives are as Marie says, they're one of the core performance drivers of your microscope and the kind of quality that you'll get out of your microscope. And so if you have good objectives, and good objectives are going to be the main ones from the
We all heard it.
You know.
The 160 millimeter scopes from the 1980s, 1990s will have very high quality premium objectives, and they'll have the special lens coatings on the objectives that makes it so that you get really good views through your microscope.
Okay. Now, is that something that you've worked up? Because I heard you were writing a book, or was that?
Yeah, I'm working on a quick guide.
Okay, that's going to be awesome, dude.
We're debunking shit over here.
Yeah.
We're
I'm not even
rules.
sharing. What the heck?
Oh, good
I
job.
got the soil light on.
There we go.
Okay.
I say good job because he always harasses me whenever I do that. So that's the soil light. It looks like your flashlight.
Yeah, but you just don't have to hold it, and it's like
Hey,
continuous
so
power source.
Again, what is the $200? Is it? The value to me is being able to switch in and out, right? That's the problem with dark field. Yeah, that's you're looking at mulch at its most natural state.
What is the purple and blue in there?
Yeah, that was interesting, right? I can see that too. You're talking about right
In the
see a lot
center.
of that.
Yeah. That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Is that a piece of mulch, right?
Yeah, it's just a little tiny wood chip. It has visible white mycelium on it, and then I just put it under the microscope. And you can see, like, if you look right here, here's hyphae attached to the wood, consuming it, breaking it down.
Hyphae, is that fungi, like mushroom?
Yeah. That's the mycelium. That's what you probably know as mycelium, that white stuff growing on your wood, breaking it down. It's breaking that right now is eating that wood chip.
That's right.
It's literally eating it.
Types of mushrooms here. You see that? There's a kind of brownish fuzz right there. It's almost just barely in focus. Yeah. Then there's that dark brown hyphae. And then there's this white hyphae as well. It's cool to see that diversity that's on this piece of wood.
Yeah, and this is like, and this is what I put into the test tube, shook up, and that's what we were seeing. All those spores, testates, nematodes. Like, it's just
sense.
wood mulch piles are amazing.
Yeah, mulch piles are fun. They at every level. I mean, that's when I have the light out. I love going after mulch piles to look at things as well. But what's really cool is, and I'll make sure I make another one, is when I make a certain compost and get it to a certain point, we're looking at nematodes, but we're not looking at nematodes underwater. We're looking at nematodes in their natural state, which are like worms. They are worms, not like worms. They are worms. And you see them crawling in and out of the soil the same way you see worms doing it. That is their true nature, right? They survive in water, but when you see them wiggling everywhere, that's because they're fucking trying to swim.
Let me switch it. See, this is the plane. Now we got to switch out the light. I'm going to put it on the 40 real quick.
Surface still, yeah.
So now you're gonna make me whip out my.
I really like this comment from Jeremy. It says the job of science is to create the next best, most accurate narrative of reality, not be agreeable. That's philosophy.
Yeah, it's deep and true. Well, here's a little bit further out so you can see more things in focus. That's cool. It's like snow, right? It's like
Yeah,
snow
exactly.
That is really cool. Look at all the little spiders. Oh, sorry, I shouldn't say that probably. It's great spiders.
Yeah, that's definitely a wood chip. Look at that wood grain.
Mm-hmm. Got that wood grain in my blang.
My bling. Wow.
Wow, the time has really gone by. We got like 20 minutes.
Heck yeah, way to go.
Does anybody out there have any questions or?
The L4 microscope can be upgradable with other infinity objectives, but you need to match with the eyepieces.
Okay, do you know what kind of, can you put in the comments, what kind of infinity specification the i4 uses? Because I've been researching this and I can't seem to find out anything about what infinity specification it uses. And this is the reason why I recommend 160s, is because while all the 160 brands of the 1900s, while they all use slightly different specifications, they were all compatible with each other, minus the aberration correction. So there's small like optical corrections that certain brands had compared to other brands. But with infinity objectives, you absolutely cannot mix and match objectives between different brands. Which makes 160 millimeter microscopes much more upgradable. Go ahead.
Okay, so the one that you're saying is what, 60? I60?
160.
160.
Millimeters, because there is 160 millimeters between the eyepieces and the objectives.
And what he's talking about, oh, let me see. You're talking about these numbers, right?
Yeah. So that has an infinity symbol there, and that means it's an infinity specification. All the different infinity specifications are compatible with only that brand and one of the other brands, and also sometimes not even with that brand. Like Nikon has like 6 different kinds of infinity specifications from different decades. Fun stuff.
So it just sounds like it's another way that they can capitalize on us.
Yep.
Look at these organisms living. This is organisms living in this algae. This is algae that's just sitting on the glass. It's not underwater. I just literally took algae.
Is this the pond water?
This is the algae that's on the pond water. If you look at me here, I'll show you what that looks like. And I have a light on it, right?
Okay.
And you can see the organisms living in the thin layer of water that is wrapping that algae. That's the thinnest layer of water you're looking at. This is what I mean by it looks like it's vacuum sealed. But look at the size of that organism in there. You see it? Can you guys see that here?
I have no idea what you're talking about right now.
Right here.
Oh my gosh,
There's a big organism.
Oh wow.
Okay, that's pretty cool.
It's just living on that. And so, oh, that's a Vorticella. You can see the stock on it. You see how it just bounced back? Here, let me see if I can.
That's cool. That's one of the vortex ones.
Smash it.
Oh yeah, and it's bouncing. So even in that thin ass layer of water that's not even running off the glass, it's such a thin coat of water. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna shake this off onto the glass, and we'll get to see those Vorticella.
That's awesome. Now, Vorticella, are they only in water, like liquid states?
They are aquatic. You find them in soil all the time. There you go. There's my depiction of that thing. But they don't. They'll as the water starts to dry out, they'll insist. They'll be like, nah. I like higher moisture content. And in Florida, I see them often just because I purposely use a lot of aquatic water, and I mean, even when I don't, we're in Florida, they just show up. It's part of their gig, what they do. So I'm gonna try to shake that off here. This will be cool.
Shake it off.
Shake it. Let's see. We gotta catch something. This is like fishing. We should try to go get that micro hunter out here, dude. That would be so cool.
The
We
what?
are the microbe hunters.
His name is Microbe Hunter. He's from Germany. He's got a YouTube channel. He's an educator, but man, he's just.
Oh, that's so cool. Now I want to look him up. Microbe hunter. It's like microbiology.
Light is there.
You heard him? Have you seen him? I think you get. Your accent is better though because it sounds more. Let's see if I can get away with this.
Yeah.
All right, let's go check this guy out. See if we find him. We are on a hunting for Vorticella. 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 Wow, yeah, I'm completely. So I shook that organic matter onto my slide, and now we're gonna have a whole level of biology here that is. But I'm looking for Vorticella real quick. There's a naked amoeba. Well, actually, that's a Vorticella there that without the stalk. You see it? Right there.
Really? Oh, yeah.
They retract when they get startled. And normally they have a long tail and they anchor down to organic matter. But right now it can also travel. Look at this thing's poking bacteria off of it too. Just kind of grazing. They're grazing off of it. They're poking at it like a shark in the ocean that has, algae and things that the other organisms want to enjoy.
So they're trying to get into him to eat it?
No, they're just poking out. It looks like so his tail came off of here. It looks like he might be leaking. Look, it's moving inside of him, dude. Oh no, it went underneath. So right here, let me see if I can get closer. It looks like the tail's like where the tail area was. They're poking at that. Or they're just poking at the whole thing. The whole organism. Look at the colony of flagellates here. This is a whole bunch of flagellates that are clustered together and they travel together and they feed together and they move together. I've got a lot going on here.
Yeah.
There's a whole lot happening right now. Just from shaking that algae piece off. This was all that was on it. And there's going to be, we'll see it better. And all these are, yeah, you see that? I forget the name of that. I have that.
What is that thing?
That is a colony of microbes that are living together.
Oh my gosh. We got community.
It's a colony of flagellates that travel together.
You're tracking
in the club, we all fam.
They're creating, these guys are always in and out. They go up and down. That's why it's hard for me to track these things. It's always been a mission to track them because it's
I thought one time you had a video, Mo, where you could actually see like the
soil. That's our soil. Oh, I can see the flagella here on my end, but they're very active right now. They're moving in and out too fast. I'm going to back it up. That could be annoying. I'm going to back it up a little further because I really want to find.
There's Helen. Hi, Helen.
Hi, Helen.
Hi, Helen. Look at this rotifer.
Yes, Galaxy. Everything you see moving is some form of microbial life.
Oh, he's got a tail.
He's like eating algae. Or he's just grazing algae. Yeah, this is a different type of pond rotifer. Look at her.
This is one of the freshwater ones. That's cool.
I have a video of one of those guys actually defecating.
Okay.
I have a video of like 20 of these guys defecating. They just went up to you. I'm kidding.
Oh God. Okay, one upper.
Oh, there it is. There's a Vorticella. There it is. He's getting at it. That's at 200. So these guys are big in this pond. Look at this. Look at his face. That's his corona, his crown, just with the cilia, the hair is creating a vortex that is vacuuming everything up.
I prefer Dos Equis.
And then look at the organelles inside of it, right? Let's see what happens. Let's see if it reacts. They normally don't respond to epi.
Oh,
he did.
Yeah, like that.
You.
You're getting baked. He's getting baked. He's like, what? Quit. Stop the bullshit, dude. Look, you probably just throw it all off. Absolutely. Now think about how much nutrients. These are the apex cyclers. This is what me and Leighton were talking about yesterday, right? Leighton was like, "Dude, you learn about or go look at a vorticella. They are apex, right? Hunters. Look at this. It's a vacuum. It's kind of like a transformer.
Would this be a good thing to water that potato bed with then? Because this is one of the cyclers.
It help.
I would if I'm going to flood it with water, yes, and they're going to cycle for the time that they're going to be there before it starts drying out, and then they're going to be like, nah, this is too dry for me. And I call that pulsing. Like when I pulse my plants, so I take a big rain down. Like we've been taking on some heavy rain, so right now it's not uncommon for me to find this in my compost because I've drawn it back and I'm letting my compost get blitzed with the rain to really saturate it. But this is just another form of a tiger or a lion or a bear, whatever you want to classify it as. But look at it, and it gets startled and it retracts everything, right? And because I have a video of a rotifer sucking the life out of one of these, it didn't retract and protect itself.
Oh, wow.
It was kind of like, oh, you left your mouth open and it just sucked everything out of it. It's actually on my YouTube.
Respond really quickly and they bounce back very quickly. Like even if
you have no idea. As a matter of fact, I think that's part of. I have a slide that really explains the speed of that, how fast that's actually happening.
Mm-hmm.
And to think this is happening, this is what I start getting really crazy with the idea that this is one little drop of water, one fragment of that drop of water, and this type of life is just creating life, right? This is creating life, and it's selective, right? What does it want to eat? What is it eating? What is it not eating? What does it choose to kick back? That spiral. Well, I don't know if that's spirella. That might be, could be. So again, it's picking what it wants to eat. And then when it poops out, it's available for the plant. So then look, it's just turning right, turning left. And look, here comes the rotifer.
Look at it.
Watch this. Watch this rotifer. If that rotifer, this is what happened the last time that rotifer got into its face and then just started sucking all the bacteria out of it. And it's like, oh, cool, lunchbox. This is all happening on one little tiny piece of algae, organic matter. And don't sleep on all the cyanobacteria around this, right? These photosynthetic bacteria, all these everything red right now is photosynthesizing and pushing oxygen into the system. That rotifer did not like that. And the rotifers will eat the cyanobacteria. This is kind of like, and do they even know, does this even know that it's right next to that ciliate? Or it's just kind of like, I'm doing my thing. And go ahead, dude. Gotcha. I'm going to back it up by one.
Watch on the big screen.
Now he's grazing them, but this is what happened last time. And then all of a sudden it was like,
maybe he's clicking them off.
And then let's take a look at the vortex here. Let's see how powerful that thing is. Look, right? Let me pull it back even more. Let's see exactly what type of movement it's causing.
Wow.
Yeah, he's pulling big time.
That's pretty
like,
strong.
These things seen other, they don't have eyes, but these definitely can sense the chemical, like, this thing is next to me because it's putting off these chemicals, these pheromones. It can taste the water the same way we can smell the air and say there's food nearby, there's pizza down the street.
Yep. Same way we can wake up and smell, breakfast,
Yeah.
And that's even so when they're asleep, when they're insistent. Look at this guy. So this, I'll leave that one to you, Eagle. You got that name on lock here.
I don't want to be a party pooper, but keep an eye on that clock.
Oh man, where did the time go?
Look at this guy. That's a flagellate. That's a flagellum. That's a great picture of a flagellum. That's a whip that's just collecting biology, collecting bacteria.
What I think is really cool about these, instead of using, like most flagellates use their flagella for locomotion and movement, and this one uses it as basically a giant elephant trunk, but it's a hunting elephant trunk that comes and it's going to fetch something and be like, oh yeah, that's food.
And it's just fooling everything in. This is wild. This is just like some whole other stuff. And then there's cyanobacteria, the mother of all things green. The reason we have oxygen on this planet. It's right there. We're looking at it.
Which one is that we're looking at?
All the green ones. Well, right now I'm looking at this one here with the whip.
Yeah.
Just kind of, but all these green things, all these rods,
Yes.
all these things that glow red, that's cyanobacteria. That's the reason there's oxygen on this planet. That is the reason there are plants on this planet. That is the mother of all things green on this planet. That just it creates oxygen. It's got vitamin B. I mean, these things are doing way more than I could sit here in 2 minutes and explain. And maybe one day we'll do a whole piece on algae. But this is what has consumed me. Seriously. And all these other microbes. But I mean, look at this. This is madness. This is just like, this is the clumsy ones. Reminds me of my dog. Like, oh, this way, and then it bounces over here. And it's like, oh, that way. Okay, whatever. You know, if you can hear them talking, right? What would they be like? Shit, turn right, dude. Like, they're all like smelling something. They're all just kind of randomly barreling along because this is what they do.
I love colonial algae, like that one that was coming by.
That's what they're called, colonial algae. Look at these little fractions of cyanobacteria that are now going to grow like buds. Just look at that. You know, here, different type of algae. That looks like the algae in your pond there, right? That little one right there, that round one. And watch it glow. It's loaded with chlorophyll. It's the chlorophyll that's glowing red. It's the chlorophyll that's taking on photons and sunlight. Look at this cyanobacteria. Watch this. It's like, it's a glow stick. That is a healthy piece of cyanobacteria. If it was dying, it would start fading out. And at this point, it wouldn't even glow that red. And if we sat here long enough, we would see an air bubble come out of oxygen.
That's cool. Now,
guys.
That thing that was
got 2
gathering
minutes.
everything, that was like
We're
a
all right.
conglomeration of bacteria, you said?
The colonial one is their flagellates, and we'll get into that. Maybe we should do like a microbe piece and talk about specific microbes. But who knows? We can do anything we want here, right?
Yeah, this is the lounge.
We're kind of like, this is what it's about. And as you learn, I learn, we learn, right?
Yes,
Amen to
sir.
Yeah. So I appreciate everybody showing up, everybody hanging out. Now we've got right now 27 people. Everybody throw a like on that button, man. And and that's funny, you never hear me say like and subscribe. Because I get annoyed when I watch videos all the time and say like and subscribe. It makes a difference. It truly does, and it's like we're trying to
Helps
teach
the
this
algorithm.
thing.
Yeah, we're all doing the
You know,
same
it's a-
thing here, man.
We
We're just
play this algorithm. I say I gotta play an algorithm game to teach this, so that I can
Yeah.
also learn this, which is sad, right? Maybe I should go on TikTok and start dancing or something. I'll probably get a lot more views.
You get more views. You get more views than trying to save the planet. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, yeah.
And it's not even. It's inoculate knowledge. Inoculate people with this is easy. It's become easy for me to fix soil. It's become easy for me to remediate. It's become easy for me to feed plants and soil because I now understand it at these levels. And yes, I've been fortunate enough to be coached by people like Rick, Jeremy, where it's just whatever I don't understand, I can pick a phone up and say, hey, but go watch a video. Now we start getting into, anything grows here, and she brings a whole nother element to this. The soil guys, he's like a baby, and I'm like, wow, let me walk you through this microscopy room, my friend. I'm
Wait a
kidding,
minute. Who are you talking to?
Jeff.
Trying to
Yeah,
wrap this thing up.
You saw me pointing out. The testes today. Okay, I'm a professional.
Yeah.
At this.
But I don't like the digs.
well, that's the point, right? Like that, some people actually go to a microscopy course to start even learning some of that stuff, and here you are, 4 episodes in, calling out testates and what is it?
You guys have great
diatoms.
footage. I mean, that's it. I mean, the first time I sat with you guys, just saying the different things you and Jeff were pulling up on the screen was incredible. And it's like, really clear, really easy to understand. I mean, I'm not going to say easy to understand, but you don't mind that I ask a lot of questions so that I can get an understanding. So I really appreciate it.
We needed that because we're on a mission, right? And I'm gonna reach out again to David Seymour, although I do have the okay to showcase his work, just to just reconfirm with him, because he's been, crucial in identifying stuff for me where I think I'm looking at something and this guy's just kind of like, oh, that's a this, that, and the third. Really? Damn. Here's my drawing of it from 10 years ago.
How do you not know that? Duh.
Observed it a million times. I have all his books. He's out of Australia. He went and he bought a school bus and turned it into a mobile lab and traveled all of Australia hitting ponds for 20 years. Talk about passion, right? But yeah, it's been a great session, man. Great questions out there. Thank everybody for showing up. It's good to have these bombs dropped by, get pressed by those that teach me, like again, Jeremy and Rick and all that. It's like, the pot method. I'm like, I probably got to hear from Jeremy here in 15 minutes. What do you mean you forgot about that damn pot question, bro? Love you, dog.
Does the chat show replay, Emily?
Chat does show replay, but again, it's going to be based off the channel you're watching it from.
Oh.
So if you do want to see all of the chat, you can go to each of our channels. We've got the Soil Guys, iGro Soil, and Anything Grows here on YouTube. That's where we're all streaming from, just to get the most views, the most community effort, but it does not combine the stream for the chats for your guys' side as our viewers. I do know there's a workaround. I think we can just show chat on the screen if you want to play with like a layout. But that would be a way that there we go. Everybody is able to see it that way. So that might be a workaround that we do.
Everybody's able to see this coming from my chat or whose chat?
It's a combined chat, I think.
I think
I would guess this here would be the combined chat.
I believe so.
Oh, then we need to run this.
I'm not 100% sure. Can you scroll up any on it? Because I know Galaxy was in my chat, but
Scroll up a little bit.
I don't know if I can scroll up for that.
Yeah, I'm not sure if you can look up that, but
well, maybe I can here. Let me see. No, you can't.
It looks like these are all Mo. So I'm not sure if that's a workaround or not. I thought it might.
Tell Galaxy.
Yeah, these are my.
But I mean, I guess the way around it is just go like and subscribe to all of our channels.
Yeah, pull up all 3 videos.
Like button.
Watch it 3 times.
Watch it 3 times.
You'll really take it in then.
I love it.
But thanks, guys, for another great night.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Emily, keep it up. Do the next phase. Hit me up when you do your milk stuff, and let's make bennies.
All right,
scale it up, and I'm sure that you have Spartan back there just spraying it with you, and not create the world.
We're doing it over here, that's for sure. So I hope you all have a really good night. Thank you for hanging out. Much love. Stay sticky and keep going.
Hell yeah.